Welcome to Streaming News Network by Claude McDaniel. Please like and subscribe.
This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. We begin today with the passing of a legendary voice in American sports. John Sterling, the longtime radio announcer for the New York Yankees, has died at the age of 87. Sterling became synonymous with Yankees baseball, spending decades behind the microphone and delivering some of the most recognizable calls in the game's history. His career reached a remarkable milestone as he broadcast more than 5,000 consecutive games, a streak that spanned nearly 30 years, from September 1989 through July 2019. Last winter, Sterling underwent heart bypass surgery and had been recovering at his home in Edgewater, New Jersey. He officially retired in April of 2024, closing out a historic run in the broadcast booth. However, in a testament to his enduring passion for the game, Sterling briefly returned later that year to call Yankees games during the postseason. For generations of fans, his voice was more than commentary, it was part of the fabric of Yankees baseball. John Sterling leaves behind a legacy defined by dedication, endurance, and an unmistakable sound that echoed across decades of America's pastime. This is Streaming News Network. New developments surrounding the reported split between Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman are drawing attention, not only for the breakup itself, but for what has followed. According to multiple reports, Urban, 58, has moved on quickly and is now said to be dating rising country artist Carly Scott Collins, who is 26. The situation appears to be creating strain within the family. The couple's daughters, Sunday Rose, 17, and Faith Margaret, 15, are reportedly reluctant to engage with their father's new relationship. Sunday Rose has also unfollowed Urban on social media, a move being interpreted by some as a public sign of tension. Sources suggest the relationship between Urban and his daughters has been under pressure since the reported end of his nearly two-decade marriage to Kidman last September, a split that surprised many in the entertainment world. There are also unconfirmed reports that Urban and Collins may already be living together, though neither Urban nor Collins has publicly addressed the claims. At this time, key details surrounding both the reported relationship and the family dynamics remain unverified. This is Streaming News Network. We turn now to Washington, where Johnny Olszewski is preparing to introduce a proposed constitutional amendment that could significantly reshape the nation's highest court. The measure, known as the Reform of Bench Eligibility Act, would establish 18-year term limits for United States Supreme Court justices, effectively ending lifetime appointments. If enacted, the proposal could impact current members of the court, including Chief Justice John Roberts, as well as Justices Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito. According to details released by Olszewski's office, the plan includes provisions for what is described as a fair and orderly transition to the new system and would apply to sitting justices. The proposal comes at a time when public confidence in the Supreme Court remains historically low. Recent polling indicates that just 22% of registered voters report a high level of confidence in the court, while a significant portion say they have little to none. Separate polling shows overall trust levels hovering below 50%, near record lows. Despite the push, the legislation faces long odds in a Congress currently controlled by Republicans, and similar efforts in the past have failed to advance. Supporters argue the measure could reduce political tension surrounding judicial appointments and restore trust in the court. Critics, however, are expected to raise constitutional and political concerns. For now, the proposal marks the latest chapter in an ongoing national debate over the structure and independence of the Supreme Court. This is Streaming News Network. We continue with comments from veteran political figure Barney Frank, who is speaking out about the future direction of the Democratic Party. Frank, 86, is currently in hospice care in Maine, where he is being treated for congestive heart failure. Despite his condition, the longtime lawmaker and influential liberal voice is continuing to weigh in on national political debates. During a recent television interview, Frank cautioned that some Democrats may be pushing too far to the left, arguing that the party should focus more strategically on key issues such as economic inequality before advancing other complex social debates. Frank, who served in Congress from 1981 to 2013, played a major role in shaping modern Democratic policy. He was a leading advocate for same-sex marriage and co-authored the landmark Dodd-Frank Act following the 2008 financial crisis. In his latest remarks, he suggested that certain issues, particularly those involving transgender participation in sports, require a more measured and detailed approach, rather than broad political messaging. Frank is also preparing to release a new book that critiques the party's progressive wing, arguing that a more focused and strategic agenda could strengthen its broader appeal. His comments add to an ongoing conversation within the Democratic Party about priorities, messaging, and long-term direction. This is Streaming News Network. Angelina Jolie is drawing renewed attention online following a recent public appearance alongside her daughter. The 50-year-old actress attended a mother-daughter luncheon at Spelman College in Atlanta, where she joined her daughter Zahara Jolie, 21, for an event hosted by the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority's Pearls of Purpose Foundation. Jolie addressed attendees during the gathering, speaking about the importance of the bond between mothers and daughters, calling it one of life's most meaningful relationships before handing the podium to Zahara. However, much of the online reaction has centered on Jolie's appearance in photos and videos from the event. Some social media users speculated that she looked noticeably different, sparking unverified claims about possible cosmetic procedures. One widely circulated video, believed to include visual filters, appears to have fueled much of the speculation, with viewers questioning whether lighting or digital effects may have altered her appearance. This is not the first time such discussions have surfaced. Similar online reactions followed Jolie's appearance at a beauty event earlier this year in Shanghai. Jolie has not responded to the latest speculation. In past interviews, she has stated that she has not undergone cosmetic procedures and has expressed little interest in doing so. As with many viral moments, much of the conversation remains driven by social media interpretation rather than confirmed information. This is Streaming News Network. A new national poll is offering a mixed picture of public opinion surrounding Donald Trump, showing strong support for several key policies even as his overall approval rating declines. According to the survey, large majorities of registered voters back a number of the president's initiatives. 75% support deporting violent criminal undocumented immigrants, while 73% favor efforts to combat fraud. An even larger share, 84%, say they support actions aimed at lowering prescription drug prices. Other policies receiving majority support include protecting girls' sports participation based on biological sex at 63%, capping credit card interest rates at 69%, and increasing military fitness standards, also at 63%. On foreign policy, opinions are more divided. While just 39% approve of the president's handling of the conflict involving Iran, 74% agree it is in the nation's interest to prevent Tehran from obtaining a nuclear weapon. At the same time, some proposals are facing greater opposition. A majority of respondents disapprove of cuts to Medicaid, expanded deportation raids nationwide, and the use of tariffs. Overall, the president's approval rating stands at 42%, with broader averages showing approval in the low 40s and disapproval notably higher. Ratings tied to the economy and inflation have also declined, now sitting below 40%. Despite concerns about the cost of living, the political landscape remains closely divided. When asked about control of Congress in the upcoming midterm elections, voters were evenly split 50% for Republicans and 50% for Democrats. For now, the data reflects a divided electorate, with strong views on individual policies but no clear advantage for either party heading into the next election cycle. This is Streaming News Network. Kentucky Derby history was made this weekend as Golden Tempo surged ahead of a crowded field to win at Churchill Downs, drawing more than 150,000 spectators, with millions more watching nationwide. But even before the celebration concluded, controversy quickly followed. The animal rights organization PETA issued a strong public statement urging viewers to stop supporting horse racing altogether, citing ongoing concerns about animal safety and welfare within the sport. In its message, the group described Churchill Downs as one of the deadliest racetracks and raised concerns about what it calls systemic issues, including the use of performance-enhancing substances and the physical demands placed on horses. PETA also claims that horse fatality numbers may be higher than publicly reported, pointing to discrepancies between official figures and independent estimates. Kentucky does not currently require full public disclosure of racehorse deaths, unlike some other major racing states. Oversight data from the Horse Racing Integrity and Safety Authority ranked Churchill Downs among the higher tracks for fatalities last year, with multiple horse deaths reported during both racing and training. Track officials have acknowledged the emotional toll of such incidents and say they continue to review safety protocols, emphasizing ongoing efforts to improve conditions. Still, critics argue that stronger reforms are needed, especially given the financial success of the racing industry, which reported significant revenues in recent years. As the debate intensifies, the future of horse racing, and the balance between tradition and animal welfare, remains under increasing scrutiny. This is Streaming News Network. More now from the Kentucky Derby, where a tense moment unfolded just before post-time at Churchill Downs. Racehorse Great White is reported to be recovering well after an incident moments before the start of the race. According to trainer John Ennis, the horse is in excellent condition after flipping and unseating jockey Alex Achard while awaiting entry into the starting gate. Track veterinarians immediately withdrew Great White from the race as a precaution. Achard was able to walk away on his own and is also reported to be in good condition. The incident caused a delay in the race, forcing officials to remove several horses that had already been loaded into the gate. Great White had only recently entered the field following the withdrawal of another horse earlier in the week due to injury. Despite the disruption, the race proceeded without further issue. Golden Tempo went on to claim victory, with jockey Jose Ortiz guiding the horse to a narrow win. Ortiz later noted that avoiding the stop-and-start situation at the gate may have helped maintain his horse's focus ahead of the race. Officials say safety protocols were followed throughout the incident, and no serious injuries have been reported. We turn now to Florida, where the race for governor is beginning to take shape within the Republican primary. Byron Donalds is emerging as the clear frontrunner, according to newly released polling data. The Trump-endorsed congressman now holds 54% support among likely Republican primary voters, a significant increase since the start of the year. His closest challengers trail far behind. James Fishback registers at 9%, followed by Jay Collins at 7%, and Paul Renner at 2%. Meanwhile, 28% of voters remain undecided, though analysts say those making up their minds are largely breaking in Donald's favor. The surge in support comes alongside a major fundraising milestone. Donald's campaign reports raising $22 million in the first quarter, described as a record-setting total for a non-incumbent candidate in Florida. With early momentum building, the primary contest is still developing, but current numbers suggest Donalds has established a commanding early lead. This has been a report by Claude McDaniel of Streaming News Network.
Thank you for listening to Streaming News Network videos and shorts. Please like and subscribe to our news channel.